We preview the Pittsburgh Steelers season preview and give you our win total predictions. Can they go over or under 7.5? And we let you know how to win $1,000 this NFL season. And it all starts right now. What's going on, everybody? It's Matt from Grandstand Bettors, and can you believe last year we hit 70% of our season win total predictions? So we figured, hey, why not do it again? See if we can't hit 88%. We're excited to announce that our NFL betting contest is now open at grandstandbettors.com. Link for that is below in the description. You can have a chance to win $1,000 this NFL season absolutely free. But in the meantime, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smack that like button, because it is time to dive into the Pittsburgh Steelers season preview. And as we mentioned, their over-under is set at 7.5 wins. And for the first time in 18 years, Steeler fans are not going to hear Big Ben's name called as their starting quarterback. They're currently in a QB battle going on between Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky to take Big Ben's spot on the roster. And both of these guys do have the ability to extend the pocket with their legs, something Big Ben had a hard time doing at the end of his career. But you know what? It's going to be a little bit easier to take down either of these guys, as they're no longer going to have a 6-foot, 241-pound frame in the pocket anymore. Now, the Steelers' offensive line, they let Roethlisberger get sacked 38 times last season, which was 7th most in the league, and they only averaged 93 rushing yards per game, which I guess was a little bit better than 2020, where they only had 84 per game, but still 4th worst in the league last season, which it seems like it's a huge waste of talent with that kind of running back they have in the backfield with Najee Harris. Now, essentially, Harris had to create all of his space. He kept juking all of the defensive linemen left and right because really the offensive line's inability to block for him was awful. Now, they did bring in James Daniels from Chicago at right guard. That should help a little bit, but they do need to have a solid run game this season, because if either Trubisky or Pickett don't have an exceptional year throwing the ball, then they're going to need something to lean back on to keep them in games. Now, if we want to touch quickly on that Steelers passing attack, they have some very good wide receivers, as it seems like it's been a decade of us saying that. But they are led right now by Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool, and added a big man out of Georgia, George Pickens. Now, they desperately needed another wide receiver in the draft, and they got Pickens because in free agency, Juju, James Washington, and McLeod all left. Their tight end, Pat Freiermuth, seems to have a bright future in the league. So if their QBs can get these guys the ball the way Big Ben did, they should have no problem on offense, especially with a threat of Najee Harris behind somewhat defensive or offensive line, as it should be improved this season. Now, defensively, the Steelers, they're led by who other than TJ Watt, who has just been unstoppable since he entered the league. The combination of his power and speed has been a nightmare for quarterbacks, and he leads the NFL in sacks over the last 3 years with 51. However, TJ Watt can't do all of it for the defense, and even with him on the line, the Steelers' run defense was horrendous last season. They were dead last in giving up 146 yards per game, and that was a big reason why they struggled so much getting back into games if they lost the lead. Their secondary, it's still solid enough to really make a team struggle to move the ball down the field, but that inability to stop the run translated into them giving up 23 points per game last season. Now, when we did our preview last year on the Steelers, we outlined essentially the exact same issues and took the under with their win total that they had, and it was with the hardest schedule in the NFL. Now, that did not turn out well for us, as they ended up with 9 wins and hit the over. This year, it's the same story, and their loss of Big Ben definitely made their win total bump down to 7.5. But Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season in his career, and this team is also riddled with very good players, and they have a much easier schedule this season. If they go with Kenny Pickett and he's a complete bust, that is really the only way we see this team going under 8 wins this season, or the 7.5 total. So we are going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers to go over their 7.5 win total. And as a Browns fan, that absolutely kills us. but we have to go with our gut on this one. Now, our previews continue this month with more of the AFC North. Next with the Super Bowl runners-up, the Bengals, and of course the Cleveland Browns, as previously mentioned, our team. In the meantime, though, don't forget, sign up for the NFL betting contest at grandstandbettors.com. There's actually a referral prize. Make sure you take a look at that. We're going to give away $100 to whoever refers the most people to the contest. We're also giving away great quarterly prizes again this year, and the grand prize, of course, what everybody wants, $1,000 of cold hard cash. As always, though, sit back, relax. If you're a Steelers fan, don't watch the training camp videos because Pickett and Trubisky look awful.